Hello, Washington County and beyond. This is your Precinct 2 Constable Trey Holloway. And thank you for taking the time to watch this video where we will explore the leadership concept of discernment. Now, before we get started, I have to say that this particular trait is one that I wrestled with. I totally get the biblical application of discernment, which made me curious as to how this would tie into my own leadership journey. Because in all the leadership classes that I've attended, not one touched on discernment. So I went into this with an open mind, ready to learn something. And I hope you learned something too. Now, from a leadership perspective, discernment is our ability to grasp and comprehend that which is obscure. It's employing all that you've learned, all that you know, and all that you've done to make decisions and be an effective leader. Our discernment relies on rational thought as well as intuition. It requires a high level of insight and a sensible application of wisdom to make decisions and get to the root of problems. In order for us to be effective leaders, we must make decisions, a lot of decisions. And more often than not, we must make decisions with incomplete or missing information, which is where discernment comes into play. Our emergency responders do this every day. Our communications operators or our dispatchers do the very best they can in gathering and relaying information to responding units. They can only give what they know, and what they know comes from the person on the other end of the phone. With an evolving event, time is of the essence. And when our first responders arrive on scene, they must analyze the situation, gather facts, weigh options, make a decision, and take action, all on the fly. There's no time to schedule a committee meeting to have a discussion on the best path forward. Your immediate decisions are based on your training, your experience, and your gut, which all leads to discernment. Now, if you're in a leadership position, you may already know this, but if you're in a leadership position, you deal with people. And sometimes the information you receive regarding a people problem is filtered for whatever reason. And it's up to you to fill in those gaps, not with assumptions or guesswork, but with discernment. With people problems, there's always a causative factor, and it's up to you to root it out and make a decision to mitigate future problems, even if the problem is you. Effective leaders must use discernment wisely. I brought a problem I was trying to solve to my mentor one time, and after explaining the details as I knew them, he asked me, "Well, what do you want to do?" I told him that I know what I need to do and I know how to do it, but I don't want to have a knee-jerk reaction. He said, doing the right thing the right way is the easy part. It's doing the right thing the right way at the right time that causes a conundrum. I wound up letting the dust settle on that one before I made my decision known and took the action. The results were the same, but the timing made it a little more palatable for my workforce. Ask yourself these questions. When faced with complex issues, can you readily identify the heart of the matter? Are you able to see root causes of difficult problems without getting every bit of information? Or do you go into analysis paralysis until all of your questions have an answer before you make a decision? Do you trust your instinct and rely on it as you do your intellect? And do you embrace change, ambiguity, and uncertainty? As a leader, you need to. Here's some challenges for you. Take a look at and analyze problems that you have solved successfully in the past. Can you identify the root causes of each? Every problem has a starting point, so find it and fix it. In the same sense, think of a decision that you made which did not lead to a good outcome. Identify your pitfalls, and more importantly, what did you learn as a result? And I encourage you to read a biography of a leader that you admire. Study the thought processes of that leader and how he or she made decisions. And I'll close with this quote from author and wordsmith T.F. Hodge, Hodge. In his book, From Within Our Eyes, he writes, "Let discernment be your trustee and mistakes your teacher." So leaders, your discernment is your guide. Learn to use it, learn to rely on it, and learn to trust it. Now, I hope you enjoyed this episode and got some nuggets out of it to assist you in your quest for excellence. I know I did. So please subscribe, like, and share this content. Until next time, take care, God bless, and be safer.